Please welcome UiPath partner from Deloitte, SAP and AI leader, Aditi Gupta, and Deloitte customer, CIO and Senior Vice President Finance from UiPath, Mihai Faur.
So about a year ago, Mihai and I were in New York grabbing dinner with some of our fellow UiPath and Deloitte leaders. And we were discussing UiPath's desire to modernize their ERP by moving to SAP S/4HANA. And it was during that discussion we decided that this journey demanded an unconventional approach. After all, this is UiPath we were talking about, the marketplace leader in intelligent automation. So why not use this opportunity to automate everything, to fundamentally change how SAP programs are done? And as we looked around us at the business landscape, we saw that there's tremendous pressure on the C-suite to be more efficient, to be faster, and to change the user experience for their teams. And the market opportunity in this space was great, so we wanted to take this experience, take this learning. Looking at the market through Deloitte benchmarks and studies we've done, we know that AI and automation have the potential to reduce implementation timelines by half, to improve operational efficiencies by upwards of 20%. And then when it comes to the user experience, traditionally we bring people to work. But through a human-centric design, we're able to bring work to people. And before you come at me, let me explain what that means. We want to take a human-in-the-loop approach. Rather than our workforce working on everything, let's take an exception-based approach. Automate everything you can and only bring work to them when their attention's needed. So it was over that dinner, this nice Italian restaurant called Il Gattopardo, some of the best tiramisu I've had, highly recommended, that we came up with the vision of the customer zero journey. UiPath drinking their own champagne and doing an intelligent automation-led SAP transformation program. Talk us through the solution, Mihai.
So with the customer zero approach, our solution was driven from our vision. And this is to become an autonomous enterprise, an intelligent enterprise where automations and AI-powered automations will become critical to the decisioning, to the operations, and to all the services across the organization. And we really truly believe that this is the future. And with this in mind, we have actually started to build our solution for the Solaris. Solaris being the nickname for the SAP implementation. And during this journey, which it's still lasting, it's like 8 months, but we had the release one. This took us to building automations, to AI-powered automations, where we have used the latest business automation platform functionalities. And we have built and we are continuing to build these automations as we streamline and automate some of the key processes in finances, like procure to pay, record to report, and code to cash. And not only for these processes, but we have extended and we have used automation for testing. Testing is an important part of any ERP implementation, and we have used it extensively. More than that, we create an autonomous project management office, and we help with the organizational change management through this phase of going from an old ERP to the new ERP. With all this in mind, what we want is to have a clean core for the SAP, no scripting, no customization of the SAP, keep it very light and very simple, but also having a clean solution architecture was part of this vision. And our approach, which was a 4-steps approach, first we always started with automation first mindset. We build automations internally at UiPath, so we had this mindset, and together with Deloitte, we continue this mindset. So we form a specific team with clear roles and responsibilities between UiPath and Deloitte to run the automation for this program. Secondly, we of course had to establish some ROI frameworks, and we look at how to reduce the number of SAP customization. If we think about the clean code, how to cut down the times for testing, which was really taking a lot of time. It's a huge burden for the business, and of course, overall implementation through simplifying the system architecture. So with this in mind, we always design this automation with the end in mind, actually, to have the best possible solution architecture, flexible and scalable for the future. The 4th step would be that we will continue to innovate. We will continue to use as much as possible our technology for the next release 2, that is going to happen in May. But after that, with the hypercare and after all the users are going to continue to use SAP and we will know this environment, we are going to deploy other functionalities such as document understanding, process mining, which we already did for the old technology. We are going to improve the current processes, and of course, that's what we want to do to drive autonomous enterprise state. Now, if I think about impact, can you be a little bit specific about what was the impact of this project?
Right. So the greatest thing about the Customer Zero experience was the partnership, right? UiPath brought the expertise in what they do best, which is everything automation, and Deloitte was able to bring our expertise in SAP business transformation. And within this first release that Mihai talked about, we've made significant impact against our original Customer Zero vision. And I'll highlight 4 of those areas for you here. First is a clean core SAP architecture. Now, what does that mean? It's pushing for standard functionality and minimizing customization, and in return, minimizing the technical debt involved in maintaining and scaling your solution. A quick statistic. Traditional SAP programs have about the 80-20 rule. 80% standard functionality of what SAP offers out of the box, but 20% customization for those differentiated capabilities that the business requires. Within our first release itself, we've hit 94% clean core for UiPath. The second space is the test automation. In a typical SAP implementation, the phase that demands or puts the greatest burden on the client or the business is the testing phase. Imagine the capacity that you can release for those high-talented folks to focus on high-value areas through the UiPath Test Automation Suite. Within the first release, we've automated 25% of the testing with a plan to get to 60% by the end of our second release. The third thing, comprehensive automation. You know, when we were having that dinner conversation, our mantra was automate anything. You know, you talk about project delivery, your status reports, your cutover tasks, your communications, automate it. Talking about data conversion from NetSuite to SAP, interfaces between non-SAP and SAP systems, automated. Testing, automated. Your operational business process automations, automate that. So that was our mindset. Why not? And then finally, the entire reason for doing a Customer Zero journey was to share our learnings with the marketplace to help them accelerate their own journeys. So we've developed an automation playbook that creates a framework as to how other organizations could leverage our learnings and our assets for their own SAP transformations.
Okay, if we get back to the end,
awesome.
We'll take this one.
So I'm going to borrow Daniel's words from yesterday. You know, we've completed Act 1. We're now entering Act 2. So let's talk about what's happening on our project, what's happening in the marketplace, and what's happening at Forward and TechEd. From a project perspective, our second release will focus on order-to-cash capabilities. So really complex areas such as streamlining and automating things like the revenue recognition process. Also, with everything you've heard at Forward over the last couple of days, there's a lot of cool innovations happening in the AI space. So we want to embed those technologies, intelligent document processing, agentic automation, and autopilot into our implementation. Speaking about the marketplace, last week was a very exciting week for UiPath and SAP. UiPath is now part of the SAP solution extension. What does that mean? Easier access for our clients to the UiPath platform and truly being able to deliver a holistic enterprise automation. From a Deloitte perspective, we're proud to have embedded UiPath into our own delivery methodology called Ascend. What that means is every single customer that we go deliver ERP programs on will be powered by the UiPath platform. And knowing that we only have 10 minutes here, Mihai and I would love to continue this conversation with you offline. You can join me at the Deloitte booth from 11 to 12 p.m. today.
And tomorrow we have a session at 11:30 where we're going to have Hitesh Ramani and some leaders that were part of the Solaris implementation. I'm going to address some questions, so it's going to be very interactive. Hope to see you there.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.